Hey knitters, Elizabeth Towers here. I'm Goody Two Sticks, and I'm trying to do a little selfie video to introduce the Old Norwegian Cast On. This is a cast on that you should learn for two reasons. Number one, it's really stretchy, and sometimes you need a really stretchy cast on around the neck of a baby sweater, the brim of a hat, the tops of socks, and it is the cast on of choice for most of my projects in the super fast Winter Basics ebook and pattern collection that I'm putting out. So here we go. Oh, reason number two, it resists curling more than any other method of cast on that I know of. And that's worth a lot. Here we go. Pick up the needle, pick up the yarn. Today we're going to learn the Old Norwegian Cast On, which is also called the German Twisted Cast On. It's very similar to the Longtail Cast On with a few added steps, so let's get started. Make a slip knot and place it on the right needle with the tail end closest to you. Now let me point out, once you've done this a few times, you're not going to use a slip knot. You're just going to put it over your needle like this and off you go. However, while you're learning the cast on, I don't want you to lose track of that first stitch. So for learning purposes, we're going to make the slip knot. Bring the yarn into the slingshot position as if you're doing the long tail cast on, with the tail end wrapped around your thumb and the working ball end wrapped around your index finger. This is a good time to point out that the loop wrapped around your index finger has two legs, the left leg and the right leg. You're going to only use the leftmost leg around the index finger in today's work. Okay, bring the needle tip under both strands of yarn, forming the thumb loop. Now the needle tip goes down into that loop, travels over to the index finger and scoops up that piece of yarn that comes off that's to the left. I'm going to put my finger over that piece of yarn now because I don't want it to slide off the needle. Bend your thumb down, which untwists the loop around the thumb. The needle tip goes down into that loop, comes out on the side nearest you. The loop comes off the thumb, and when you pull on that tail end of the yarn, it gently forms the stitch. Let's try it again. Slingshot position. Needle tip goes under both strands of the thumb loop. Needle tip goes into the thumb loop and comes out on the side nearest you. Needle tip goes over to the index finger and picks up the nearest yarn leg. Now this is a good time to point out, I go over that yarn leg. Some people come under that yarn leg. You're not going to jail if you go underneath it. I just go over it. And when I look at the finished product, I can't really tell much difference, I confess. So I'm just teaching you to do it this way. Scoop up that leg, that left leg coming off the index finger. Put your index finger on that because then it won't slide off. Bend your thumb down. Insert the needle tip into the loop. Get the loop off the thumb. Pull on that yarn tail, gently bringing the stitch into shape. One more time. I won't talk this time. This time, just watch. And there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy knitting!